Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, Bernie Moreno did pretty much the impossible at a time that, of course, I kind of thought wouldn't happen because polls had indicated that Sherrod Brown would win. And if it would either be if he won by a lot or he would have won by a little bit. And I actually thought maybe there was a chance he would win by a little bit. But as time progressed, Bernie Moreno had been building up steam. And it got to the point where we said, you know what? We're going to project this race to Bernie Moreno at the end of our, as you know, in our final prediction. Look at what happened. We were right. Bernie Moreno ended up winning. So it says Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat in a solidly Republican state. I wouldn't say it was solidly. In 2006, he was elected. It was a swing state, the swingiest of swing states. And now it's a solid Republican state. But we got to remember that a lot of working class people have left the Democrat Party. That used to be Democrats, right? They used to be Democrats. They were dissatisfied with the Democrat Party and what they stood for when it comes to workers, because the Democratic Party decided to take upon identity politics. That's what they decided to do. Identity politics, all the way for the Democrats. And what ended up happening, I'll tell you what ended up happening. The working class, which Sherrod Brown really did very well with, and they still stayed loyal to him. That's why I thought I had a little conflict of interest with myself. Maybe Sherrod Brown could win. But what ended up happening was the working class was so focused in on Trump that they abandoned Sherrod Brown. Also, they said, you know what, let's start over. We're starting with the Republicans. So it says, Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat in a solidly Republican state, has controlled an image as a stalwart supporter of working class voters. Bernie Moreno, a wealthy Colombian-born businessman, was the choice of Mr. Trump. President Trump, come on, New York Times, not Ohio's GOP establishment. Which was great because, as you should know, we were going along playing with the idea about choosing their Secretary of State. And I'm not really sure about the Secretary of State. We know Mike DeWine, he represents the establishment in Ohio. And who knows, Bernie Moreno will serve alongside a new senator. And we're still trying to figure out what that new senator will be. It's this month that, of course, Governor DeWine will end up announcing the new pick, but who knows? I'm looking forward to that announcement. But let's take a look at these results. Obviously, we knew it was going to be close. It was going to be tight. And results that surprised me. Take a look at Mahoning County. This county I thought probably would go for Sherrod. Seeing that, yeah, it's a union county. It's a big union county, in case we did not recognize. Yeah, this county was tight. 48.5% for Bernie Moreno. Sherrod Brown, 48.3%. It was a tight race. Both candidates, 53,000 votes. But just a couple votes, like 100-some votes separating. I'm telling you, the unions are abandoning the Democrats, and they've already abandoned the Democrats all the way through since 2016. They don't like the identity politics. You take a look at other counties like Wood. Okay, Wood County is kind of influenced by Toledo County, Lucas County. Kind of tight. 48 to 47%. Tight. It's a very tight race in that county of Wood. There's also the county of Delaware. Delaware County, 49.5 to Sherrod Brown's 47.9. Supposedly that county would have gone for Sherrod Brown if it was a couple months. I did not have that county on my radar, although it did support the abortion ballot measure. It did support also the voted against a measure that would have required 60% of the vote in order to pass the measure. Not surprising. So basically, Bernie Moreno performed the same performance as J.D. Vance. We could compare J.D. Vance and Bernie Moreno's performances with the said projection map. Take a look here. Yeah, same performance. Take a look here. It's a lighter colors, no surprise. But take a look at a map 2 years ago. Okay. Loading. All right. But this is what it looks like. Okay? Just lighter colors. Nothing different. You'll see, Lucas. Oh, this is Lucas. Wood. We also got this county right here. I thought for sure Erie County, which holds, of course, the big world's renowned theme park of, not world renowned, what am I talking about? Cedar Point. Pretty renowned because of the island it's on, but very influential of the Cleveland area, though. And I thought, you know what? This county would go for, of course, Sherrod. Not to mention it's a working class county. And did it go to Sherrod Brown? It didn't. It actually went 4 points in for Bernie Moreno. It was a close county, close race. But, of course, Bernie Moreno did way better than he did in Delaware and in Mahoning and in Wood, those swing counties. But yes, those are the 4 most competitive counties in the said race. But yes, you'll see margins are so expectedly. Bernie Moreno had to put a big fight in the said state because, of course, Sherrod Brown has a huge history of course, in this being this associated with these working said class here. Take a look at his electoral history. He should have an electoral history. Yes, he's been in Congress for a pretty long time. Ohio's 13th district, 2004. That's when he entered politics. 2006. Yeah, you'll see 56%. He got so many votes along that Ohio Valley right over here, and it proved to be a very big working class area. Not to mention fracking, very big in western Pennsylvania. Also a big thing in eastern Ohio, you'll see here, along with West Virginia. That's where the coal and mining industry is very popular. And the reason why West Virginia, such a blue state back then, was because of the labor unions. Duh, big coal mining state. And of course, in 2000, you'll see quicker and quicker more of the coal mining industry, they're simmering away slowly to Republicans. West Virginia was already a warning sign that a big union state and that Democrats could always rely on began to go Republican. That was a warning sign for them that unions are turning against them. And Ohio, yes, it's also a union state, especially along the coasts and the west and the east here. Like especially these dark blue counties, big union counties representing the east. You'll see even the race was pretty close in Trumbull County. But yeah, Sherrod Brown taking out Mike DeWine, the current governor, who held this seat, and of course he's a powerhouse today. But yeah, he took him out because he didn't really represent the labor industry as these workers wanted. Does he do now? Kinda, because he's winning so many of those labor union votes, so many of those thresholds. You could make that argument. But yes, clearly here, 2006, 2012, 2018, 2024, and he's out. He is out, of course, of the said Congress, ending his career, which started in 2004. Interestingly enough, because I thought he ran in more than one. Oh, he was the Secretary of State. I don't know why. That wasn't even added in his electoral office. He was the Secretary of State. They should add that. They really need to add that. But let's see what Sherrod Brown did as Secretary of State. Then we'll go down through other elections. Other races, Supreme Court. 56. Yeah, we'll talk about the Supreme Court elections. Obviously, Republicans swept those races. But I want to touch base with Sherrod real quick, and then we'll get to that real quickly. So, Ohio election atlas. So that was in 19. So obviously, Sherrod Brown, a big powerhouse since the 80s. He won the election in 1982. Secretary of State. Yeah, look at this performance. Yeah, he not only won. There's no way he couldn't have carried. He carried a whole bunch of counties. Oh, it's Brown versus Brown. How awkward is that? Are you voting for Sherrod or Vigil? They're both Browns, but which Brown will you vote for? But yes, Sherrod won 53. Not the biggest performance, but you'll see. He carried counties, especially over here, counties that he didn't carry in his performance, his Senate performances. I can only expect him to expand. Yup, he expands 59%. Probably his biggest win in his career, if I were to guess, 90. Okay, then Sherrod Brown loses his job to Bob Taft, but then he runs for Congress. But yeah, Taft is a big name. Bob Taft. The Taft name was a big name in Ohio. I mean, Taft. They got a Taft for president, which is they're very proud about. But let's talk about those Supreme Court races. Okay. We got those Supreme Court races. 2024 Ohio. Because ideally we should have maps. They're good about keeping these maps up when it comes to Ohio. These are the districts, of course. Okay. This is a Supreme Court. Perfect. So 4 seats. And it looks like, of course, Republicans won all of them. Proves that abortion, I mean, they just added it in the Constitution last year. So why are you kicking and screaming about it? Democrats will always try to make that an issue no matter what. So, this is Supreme Court elections. But yes, we can project, of course, Miss Shanahan, not Megan Shanahan, unopposed. Oh, well, no, that's the primary. Excuse me. Yes, 55%, 56%. Megan Shanahan defeating an incumbent, Michael P. Donnelly. Democrats are losing their seats in the Supreme Court, just like in North Carolina. 55.70% to Michael P. Donnelly's 44%. Okay. The next seat, Mr. Dieters, taking out another incumbent, Melody J. Stewart. Joe Dieters, 55.20%. Polls said he was going to win all along. And then finally, we got Dan Hawkins, projected to defeat Forbes. Lisa Forbes, Madam Forbes. She's not even incumbent. This is a fresh seat. Dan Hawkins, 55.7%. Lisa Forbes, 44.93%. So the Democrats holding the Supreme Court in Ohio, that's quickly fading away, as we are clearly acknowledging here. So, interestingly enough, what are your guys' thoughts on Ohio? It's no longer the swingiest of swing states. But then again, congratulations to Bernie Moreno. He's definitely going to fight against that establishment, and I'm looking forward to that. And resisting Mitch McConnell, along with the Democrats. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know down below, and as always, see you all in the next political episode.